God's design and God's calling never comes back void. Yeah. And if you fully stepped into that, I promise you it'll benefit your family.
100%.
I just think it's such a beautiful desire that he wants and that they should just go all in. I love it.
Yeah, I know. I love it too.
I love that.
And here's the thing. At the end of your life, look, I like having this frame of just thinking, just going to the end, reverse engineer the end. You're never going to say, man, I wish I had the nice house. Man, I wish I got those cars when I was younger. Man, I wish I had those Louis Vuitton bags and nice golden chains and earrings. Like, you're never going to say any of that at the end of life. Yeah. You're going to be like, man, I wish I had a deeper connection with my wife. Yeah. I wish I had a better relationship with my kids.
I poured everything I had into my kids.
Yeah, like those are the things that last, and that you'll really cherish and remember. So I think that's a good frame because society grooms you to be a consumer and it makes those the most important parts because you see your neighbors with the nice things or whatever and you're trying to play that game, but you're not going to remember that at the end. Yeah. And I think that's a good frame.
Yeah. So I think you just have to keep a laser focus on what you're trying to do, right? Yeah. Like you said, end game is like my children and my marriage and where are we in 50 years? And that's my focus. Welcome back to another episode of the Married with the Mujicas podcast. We are Richard and Hailey Mujica. We are so excited that you're here. We have 4 children. We homeschool. We run a home-based business. We're very beginner homesteaders. Actually, I've started to think of it more in my head as like a micro farm.
A micro
homestead
farm.
Might be a little advanced for us. We're like a little tiny micro farm.
Yeah, homestead is not the correct language, right?
That's the goal. But we're not there yet.
Yeah, because when I think of homestead, I think of intense. You know what I'm saying?
That's the goal.
You got some self-sustaining stuff going on. You got the animals really cranking. You got so we're, to your point, we're getting there.
We're getting there. If you haven't seen it, homestead. There's a documentary called The Biggest Little Farm, which is about a farm just north of LA. And they're completely regenerative farm. And it is the most inspiring thing in the world. If you've never watched The Biggest Little Farm, you have to go watch it. Yeah. So good. So that's long-term.
Yeah, but keep in mind, we're not trying to get gangster like that with it. Well, unless maybe you are. But
I kind of am.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, cool.
We started this whole thing almost a year ago because we're super passionate about marriage and want to see marriages thrive and want to see couples enjoy their marriages.
That's right.
And that's what we want for all of you. That's why we're here. Our slogan here on this show is building a marriage you love coming home to.
That's right.
And we love all things home. And we think that.
Now, here's the question.
Okay.
Do you have a marriage that you love coming home to?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay. I paid her to say that. So that's good.
Stop, I do. And by the way, I like your Live Free hat today.
Oh, yeah. We're changing it up.
Not our
Shout out to Big
podcast.
Josh Howerton.
If you've never listened to the Live Free podcast, it's probably my favorite podcast out right now.
Yeah.
It's so good. And
solid biblical guy.
Solid. And so he releases a podcast every Monday, and Monday is like my sheet washing day at the home, and we have 5 beds. So it's takes me an hour to do it. So I always listen to the podcast while I change all the sheets in the house, and it's my favorite podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the Charlie Kirk shirt. I'm liking
it. Oh, yeah, I do have the Charlie Kirk shirt.
Love it.
I can't see the chest hair, but hey.
That's the only downfall. I'll take it for Charlie Kirk.
That's right. Oh, that's awesome.
So last week on the podcast, we talked about.
See, now it's just a joke. I think people just think we're just.
I'm not joking though.
We're just
okay.
retarded.
We recorded on Monday. What did we talk about?
We talked about.
What to do if your dreams are different.
Oh yeah, that's good.
If husband and wife have different dreams.
That's right.
How do you handle it?
Yeah,
so that's what we talked about. It's a really good one. Won't be out for a couple weeks, but. So today on this podcast, we are kind of doing a throwback to one we did a couple months ago. AITAH. We're going through Am I the A-hole?
Am I the A-hole?
So if you aren't familiar with this episode or with this format, it's a very popular Reddit thread where people will literally come with different situations and different relationships, and they are trying to get the public opinion of who's wrong, me or this other person.
That's right.
So we've got 6 Am I the A-hole stories to go over. We're just going to talk about our opinions and how we see them.
And maybe they'll get some nuggets out of it.
Maybe.
Or maybe they
it'll
won't.
Just be entertaining.
They're like, I don't agree with that at all.
We'll just
Hailey,
be a bunch
how
of
could
idiots.
you say that?
Maybe.
Come on.
That's okay.
All right, cool.
But before we get to that, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Anything exciting?
Oh man! Well, we got football, so now it's getting intense because we got the flag football, but now interim we also have tackle football.
Tackle's like starting to gear up.
It's starting to gear up. It's now it's springtime, so it's like we're outside more, getting more sun, getting more exposure. So that's been fun. I don't know. Look, I love the seasons, right? I like when summer's about to end. I'm like, dude, I'm tired of the heat. I'm tired of the sun. I just want to get more cold. But we've been through the cold season, so now I'm like, I just want to get the sun. I want to get the springtime going. So I'm in that spring mood right now.
Oh my gosh, and it's so much fun because this is our first spring on our new property.
Oh yeah,
and so we're like not familiar with all these different plants and stuff and what they look like in the spring. We've only ever seen it in the fall. So I'm like coming up to this bush. I'm like, oh my gosh, this has this like gorgeous purple flowers. They look like lilacs and they smell amazing. And I didn't even know this bush did this. It's so much fun. So I'm finding that all over the place. And today when we were driving out of our neighborhood, like the trees are starting to turn green again. I'm like, oh my gosh, babe,
you are way more excited about this than I am. You are taking this serious.
Well, I love spring. It's my favorite season. And that's why we got married in May, was because like all the flowers of spring are just the best.
That's a good point.
And I'm very excited.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you know this. So I was looking through our YouTube comments and somebody was like, man, that girl has such a pretty smile.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I was like,
did somebody really say that?
No, somebody's literally said that on the comments. I was like, man,
nice.
it's so true. You have such a good smile.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've got some secrets that I'm going to keep.
I like it.
I'm just kidding. No secrets.
Yeah.
Dr. Heaton in Arizona. Go see him.
That's funny.
No gatekeeping here. Anyways, okay. So you ready to move on with the episode?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into the heat of the stuff, the meat and potatoes.
Okay. So I'll do the first one. We'll just ping pong back and forth.
Ping it, pong it. Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I like this one. It says, my wife has a secret $47,000 rainy day fund while I work 2 jobs and drive Uber. A husband discovers his wife has been secretly saving $47,000 in a rainy day fund while he's been working 2 full-time jobs, on the side just to keep them afloat. She says it's a precaution she would take with any partner not specific to him and that the money is hers.
Ooh.
He feels betrayed and treated like a potential threat instead of a partner. Reddit was genuinely divided by this one. So
I can see a big division in this one.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with what you got going on. What are your thoughts here?
I think that intent matters on this one.
Okay.
So if it's so for one, the husband should not be secret from him, right?
100%. A man can't. I agree with this.
A man can't lead his family financially or otherwise with money he doesn't even know is there.
That's right.
But if it's like I want to surprise my husband with his dream car for his birthday and I'm saving up because he turns 40 in a couple of years, maybe I could see that.
Yeah.
Or if it's just, now you have to get context a little bit right.
You do have to get context.
Because if he's just super irresponsible and she feels like,
that's
oh my
exactly
gosh,
right.
if one of my kids breaks their legs, we don't have the money.
That's right.
So he has to really look at himself and okay, why did she feel this kind of discomfort that she doesn't trust me to do this? But then if it's just in case he leaves me or in case I need to leave him one day, I want to have money. That's crazy. So I want to know where you fall. That's kind of where I'm at.
You made some good points. So let me start the foundation with this. Now, this is just how Hailey and I do business. Maybe that's a bad phrase. However, we are very big supporters that everything is split across the marriage. So we have no separate.
There's no his money.
We have no her money, my money. There's no separate accounts. There's no separate savings. There's no separate credit cards. Everything is split between us. We think that builds the most deepest amount of intimacy in marriage, and the two shall become one, and that's how we do things. That's how we think it should be done.
Yes.
So with this, right off the gate, if you have aside $47,000, which I understand her reasoning for it, but right out of the gate, you lose that connection with your spouse. Yeah. You lose the oneness.
There should be no secrets in marriage.
Yeah, there should be no secrets in marriage. Now, the point that you brought up that I think is a good point is if we don't have the context, but if there was massive neglect, right? Let's just say he was a big spender. She had savings. He ruined the whole savings. And now she's very concerned about letting him have access to that money. I still don't think she did the right thing.
Right.
However, in that circumstance, what I would say is, listen, I do think you have to be more cautious. However, I think there's a conversation to be had. It's like, hey, honey, look, we've had issues in the past here, right? We have this money. What I would love to do is X with this money. Let's put it here, right? Let's agree that both of us will not touch it. We're going to save it. We're going to do X, Y, Z with it. However, are we on the same page here? Like, is this something that we both agree with? And now you build that intimacy and desire and that oneness with each other by saying, hey, we've had issues in the past, but this is how we're going to deal with it going forward. And now you have that communication with your spouse. I don't think there's ever a time where there's no communication to be had and there's secrets in the marriage.
Yeah.
Like that should never exist, no matter what. That's my belief.
Yeah.
So, it's a tricky one. Like, money's one of these primal things in marriage. It's,
well, in life, right? Because we need money to survive as much as we may not like the fact we do.
Yeah. And spouses have different buying behaviors, right? Some spouses are just spenders, hey man, money comes in, money goes out. Some spouses are massive savers. And if you're on the opposite ends of the spectrum there, it's like, okay, good. No more secrets, but you have to communicate about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would have a bigger problem with this if it was a case of like she was a massive spender and he was working 3 jobs and she was just blowing everything that he brought in. Yeah. I think that would be worse.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or if it was like they needed the money for an emergency and she's like, nope, this is mine. You can't touch it. Go, like it should be for the good of the family, but it shouldn't be secret.
Yeah. And again, to reiterate, biblical marriage, there is no her money and there is no my money. It's our money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. You do the next one, or do you want me to just do it?
Okay, you do it. Yeah, I think it's, you have that nice feminine voice coming through.
Okay.
Let's get a shout out in the comments for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot.
Okay.
This one actually makes me laugh. Okay.
Makes you laugh, okay.
My wife told me I'm too broke to be sexist when I said I wanted a traditional marriage.
Ooh, geez.
A husband expressed his desire for a more traditional marriage setup. Wife handles the home, he provides. His wife's response, you're too broke to be sexist. She argued that he doesn't earn enough to support a single income household, so wanting traditional roles is delusional. The internet largely sided with the wife's logic, but the way she said it sparked huge debate about respect in marriage.
Man, I would love to know. I mean, I know we're live right now, but drop in the comments what your thoughts are. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go first. So again, we believe in biblical headship, right? We do believe in what you could call traditional gender roles, right?
Very.
So the man provides, the woman is more oriented towards the house. However, again, we've kind of gone back and forth on this. I do think the wife can help the husband in the finance department. However, that is the man's responsibility. And so I get it from the wife's perspective, right? It's like, look, you don't make that much money. Like we are going to be basically bare bones if we go down to something like that. However, I truly kind of respect the husband for saying this, knowing that he doesn't make that much money, but having this vision for our family of like, honey, this is what I wanted. This is where I want to be with our family. Like I want to have traditional gender roles and I want to have you oriented towards the home and I want to go out there and conquer and provide for us. Right. And I think that provides the man a sense of purpose and headship that is so biblical. So I really praise him for bringing that up. Now, with that being said, there's sacrifices that have to be made. And so to this wife's response, where it's like, well, you're too broke to literally make that a reality. Yes, maybe in your current reality, but there's always things that you can do. And it's just a matter of what are you willing to sacrifice to do it? And sometimes you might have to sacrifice the cars, the homes, the nice things for a season. Now, again, these are seasonal. Doesn't mean that your life's always going to be like, well, I'm never going to have nice things ever again. Well, maybe for this season, yes. But again, I think and I know people will disagree, but I think there's so much to be said when a wife can come alongside the husband and support that vision of his and say, you know what, honey? Yeah, you don't make that much money now, but I believe in you. I know that you can make more. And I know that you have this dream of making more and providing for our family. Let me come alongside you and let's look at the finances and let's see what we can cut. Let's see where we can, maybe decrease lifestyle for a time and then rebuild up. I think that can provide so much intimacy for a marriage and oneness that is unparalleled across the board. So some of my initial thoughts.
Yeah. Well, I completely agree. I don't even know if I would really add much other than to tell women that the sacrifice is so worth it. Right. And I know people think, oh, well, that's easy for you to say because whatever, but like you can go back and we've done entire episodes about our story. There was a time where we made a lot of sacrifices for me to stay home with our children.
Yeah. So much so that at a time, my wife and I literally considered getting a tiny house.
Yes. I said, literally one of those tiny houses you see on HGTV.
Literally a tiny house. And it's because we were committed to the biblical headship part of marriage.
Yes.
And we just knew that we couldn't make it work with our current circumstances. So we were literally trying to figure out whatever it takes to get us there. Let's just make those sacrifices.
Yeah. And those sacrifices are so worth it for your children, for your home, and for your husband to like really internalize and believe like, man, my wife believes in me and my wife thinks I can do it.
So
and my
important.
wife's willing to step beside me and like make this happen. I think that you'll see so much more success in a man
Yeah.
with that kind of belief than if you're like, oh, well, you can't really do it, so I'm going to help you. What is it? Necessity is the mother of invention. Is that the phrase?
Yeah, that is a saying. Yeah, that's a phrase.
If he's got to do it, he'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, and like you said, it might mean having to lower your living standards for a little while, but it's so worth it.
I know.
And so I don't think there's any way in this story to me where he's the a-hole.
Yeah.
I think that it's totally respectable. And like we always say, God's design and God's calling never comes back void.
Yeah.
And if you fully stepped into that, I promise you it'll benefit your family.
100%.
I just think it's such a beautiful desire that he wants and that they should just go all in. I love that.
Yeah, I know. I love it too.
I love that.
And here's the thing, at the end of your life, look, if you, I like having this frame of just thinking, just going to the end, reverse engineer the end. You're never going to say, man, I wish I had the nice house. Man, I wish I got those cars when I was younger. Man, I wish I had those Louis Vuitton bags and nice golden chains and earrings. Like, you're never going to say any of that at the end of life.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, man, I wish I had a deeper connection with my wife.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better relationship with my kids.
I poured everything I had into my kids.
Yeah, like those are the things that last, and that you'll really cherish and remember. So I think that's a good frame because society grooms you to be a consumer and it makes those the most important parts because you see your neighbors with the nice things or whatever and you're trying to like play that game, but you're not going to remember that at the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good frame.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think you just have to keep a laser focus on what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm, like you said, end game is like my children and my marriage and where are we in 50 years? And like, that's my focus. And forget the keeping up with the Joneses. Like just forget all that.
I know. It's real though.
It is real.
It's real. Yeah, that's a good one. Hey, good job, dude. That was a good bringer upper.
Okay. Do you want me to go with the next one?
Yeah. Keep the roll going.
All right. My wife insisted on an open marriage. Now she's mad. She wants a divorce. Okay. Wife of 4 years suddenly asked to open the marriage out of nowhere, despite things going well and them planning to start a family. Husband initially said no, but she insisted until he caved. She set the rule, no emotional connections. He warned her he's an emotional person and might not be able to keep it physical. Surprise, he caught feelings. Now she wants a divorce because he broke the rules of an arrangement she forced on him. Reddit destroyed her.
Yeah.
They're both the a-hole on this one. I hate this one so much.
What do you explain?
Okay, first and foremost, I don't care what scenario you're living in. I will die on this hill. There is no scenario in the world where an open marriage is okay.
So what does open marriage mean?
Like where they can have sex with other people.
Okay, that's open marriage. Yeah.
There's just no scenario.
Yeah.
So shame on her for bringing it up and forcing it and like whatever. And making silly rules like no emotional connections. That's ridiculous. But shame on him for agreeing to it because she pushed him.
Wow,
it's like, come on, be a man,
Yeah,
dude.
you gotta
Like,
man up.
lead your family. Tell her, no, this is not going to happen. And like, if you need to divorce me because you want to go sleep with other people, that's what you're going to have to do. But I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Shame on both of them.
How do you fall for that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's too much to be said here. I mean,
There's
again, you guys hopefully know where we stand on this stuff. Husband, wife, nobody else, nothing else. No open marriages. No, I mean, the whole thing's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, this says she wanted the freedom to explore, but expected him to stay emotionally loyal. That's not an open marriage. That's permission to cheat with the safety net. She wanted her cake and to eat it too.
Yeah.
I don't know, do what you got to do to make sex fun with your husband.
Yeah.
Like I just hate that one so much.
Yeah, and maybe another deeper point is for the people because we get a lot of people that are about to get married. Again, maybe you should do greater filtering on the front end. Like something ain't right here. Like, it's hard to believe that you would get married to somebody that you didn't know would want to have some type of open relationship later on.
Yeah,
like,
there had to be signs.
There had to be signs. There had to be stuff there. So it's like, maybe the greater point here is like, be careful with who you choose to get married to. Make sure that they are living a biblical life. That not only do they say, "Oh, I go to church and I read the Bible," but no, what is the fruit in their life?
Yeah.
What do they actually do?
Yeah.
Because that'll tell you more than what they say.
Yeah. And let's pretend that the roles were reversed here for a second and the husband wanted an open marriage and the wife was kind of not sure. I just want to be very, very clear that we are very big supporters of male leadership and female submission.
Yeah.
Love those two things. But the only context in where you don't follow your husband's leadership is sin. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is sin.
Yeah.
So you don't follow your husband to this end.
That's right.
Or your wife, but wives shouldn't be leading.
Sin is the great destroyer of all things. That's for sure.
Okay, so there's not even much to say about that one. It's so
not
ridiculous.
much. I mean, it was ridiculous. Kind of a, keep it going.
Next one. Am I the a-hole for questioning?
This is a good one.
For questioning my stay-at-home wife's workload. I tried it for a week and the ship is sinking. A husband publicly questioned his stay-at-home wife's workload, implying she didn't do much all day. Reddit convinced him to try it himself for 1 week. His own words after day 3, the ship is sinking. He couldn't keep up with the kids, the house, the meals, the mental load. He came back with a full apology and a new appreciation for his wife. One of those rare am I the a-hole posts with a redemption arc.
Okay. So my first?
Yeah, you go first.
I go first. Okay. So here's what I'll say is I have actually a great benefit to this because I get to watch you be a stay-at-home mom because I'm home
a lot,
all day long.
Yeah.
Okay. And so for any husband out there, first of all, shout out to stay-at-home moms and all that you guys do for the family and all that you guys do for your husbands. And I see it. And your days are nuts. I mean, they're just wild. Kids are demanding. Mm-hmm. I mean, massively demanding. And even when you give, they want more. And they never appreciate it. They always say you suck because it's like, Mom, you didn't put peanut butter on the apple right. You didn't take off my crust on my bread.
Can I give an example that just came up the other day?
It's just crazy. It's chaos.
Okay. So we just hatched eggs, right? Got 11 baby chicks. They're the cutest little things you've ever seen, right? Well, then our gardener was like, hey, I have 2 chickens that I don't want or whatever. I don't really know what the scenario was. Do you want them? At first I said yes. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, oh no, you know what, Diego, I don't want the chickens. Find someone else who wants them. And my kids were so mad at me that I said no to these 2 chickens. I'm like, guys, you've got 11 baby chicks that I just hatched with you and are sitting in our tack room and you're mad that I won't get these 2. So anyways, go ahead.
And so the not only the workload that I see that you're under, but also the immense emotional, what I don't know if you want to call it stress or capacity, because we have 4 kids. Each one of them needs something from you at every given moment. And it's like, you can't give your everything to everybody all at once. So it's like, you're in this mode where you're trying to, help, you be a parent, keep people alive, keep them, trying to like grow spiritually, grow mentally, physically, but at the same time,
maintain good character. That's the biggest one.
Maintain good character. And all this is going on and you're trying to maintain the house. You're trying to do the laundry. It is. And our kids are homeschooled. So you're with them 24/7. I mean, honestly, dude, like there's no CEO in the world that works as hard as I believe you do. And I'm being honest with you. You want to know why? Because it's the closest thing to it because it's 24/7, dude. Like I do it and I'm with the kids and immediately like after an hour, I would say about an hour is my like kind of cutoff point where I'm like, dude, this is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so I have an immense respect for stay-at-home moms. And in fact, if you were to put a dollar amount on it, I don't know how much somebody would have to pay you to do what you did. And it's like, oh, this is fair market value. It would be a lot. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And this husband felt it. He did it. He's like, dude, sorry for saying that stuff to you.
But honestly, I get it and I respect it.
Oh, no, I can see it. Yeah.
I understand why as a man, he's looking like, oh, you get to be home all day. Like that must be so easy. I can understand why he thought that.
Especially if the husband's working all day and they don't get to see the activity. They don't see what the wife is doing.
Well, and we also had the benefit that you had a stay-at-home mom growing up.
I did. Yeah.
So you kind of like already knew and saw a lot on the opposite end, but I get it. I get why he felt that way. And I respect that he tried it and was like, holy moly, this is a lot more than I thought.
I do respect that part.
I respect it.
Because how many husbands would like say, hey, let me do it. I'll show you. Like, I'll take over the role and let's do,
Yeah.
Most husbands would not do that.
Most husbands probably wouldn't. So I actually think it's a really sweet story. I get why he thought that and I get why he changed his mind after.
Yeah. And again, like in my notes here, I think that is actually what real leadership looks like from that dude.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing talking about it. It's a whole nother thing of saying like, I'll put myself in your shoes. And if you think about leadership is that. It's like, I will go first and I will do the thing to show you how it's done, so to speak. And he tried it, he failed, and he realized, this ain't.
You're better for the job.
You're better for the job. Yeah. So
I love it.
It's a great one. I like it.
Okay, we have 2 more.
Okay,
Ready?
let's do it.
Okay. I've got mixed feelings about this one. Okay. My mother-in-law redecorated our baby's nursery while I was at work and called me a bad mom. A pregnant first-time mom came home to find her mother-in-law had let herself in, rearranged the entire nursery, added unsafe items, and told her, "You're really not going to be a good mother at this rate." The wife changed the locks and got a doorbell camera. The husband had to have the talk with his mom. Mother-in-law eventually apologized, but only after being forced to. This one hits because it's about a man choosing his wife over his mother or not. I think it's sort of about that.
Okay. So what are your violent reactions on this one?
I have a lot of feelings about this one.
Okay. Explain some of them.
So I'll start with this. First of all, I have a mother-in-law who will come to my home and rearrange things, redecorate things. She was just over on Saturday. I went into the bathroom after she had been in there and literally like all the decor was different.
That's right.
Right? And I loved it.
Yeah.
She's got a knack for this. She's got a gift for this. She's really good at it.
She's really good at it.
I'm not going to take it personally. I'm just going to appreciate the gift that she's giving me of the eye that she has, and I'm going to appreciate it. When we first moved in, I had the movers like putting furniture in certain places, and literally she went into every single room and changed the furniture outline of every single room, and every single one was better.
It was better.
So like I'm willing to admit what she's gifted at that I'm not as much and take it as a gift.
That's right.
But the but here is that she doesn't go into my home without my knowledge using her spare key. I think that especially as a first-time mom, your baby's nursery is like sacred, right? It's like that's your nesting place. Yeah. That's where you're like, before you have this baby to love, you're pouring all this love into the nursery,
the
right?
The nesting is real.
It's so real.
You went crazy nest on me.
Right.
I was like, whoa, this is wild.
And I honestly can say, I don't know. I definitely asked my mother-in-law for help in the nursery, but like she wouldn't have touched it if I hadn't asked. I think she understood that like...
Yeah, boundaries, huh?
It's a boundary because like she's saying, like this supposedly this mother-in-law actually verbally told her that she wasn't going to be a good mom. But I think even if she didn't say that, if she just went and changed the nursery around without telling you, that would feel like she's telling you you're going to be a bad mom.
Yeah, you're implying, you get the implications.
You get the implication. And I think my mother-in-law would have known that and would not have gone in there without, like she, you know, so I think she definitely crossed some boundaries and was disrespectful. So I would say shame on the mother-in-law. She should never have done that.
I agree.
If it was done in a more gentle and kind way, I would say as a daughter-in-law, you can say, okay, thank you for doing, you know, but because of the way the mother-in-law did it, shame on her. And then the husband had the talk with her. Seems like he sided with his wife like he should have. So I don't have any issues there.
I would give kudos to the man. Yeah, it's like he had the talk. He chose the wife over the mom, which is what you need to do. Yeah, what you should do. So, yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts?
Well, you know, one of my thoughts is just Hailey and I tend to have a very open mind with things. So there's something called a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is it's very hard to sway somebody with a fixed mindset because they always believe they know better, they know best, and it's like everything's in a fixed position. A growth mindset is saying like, you know what, there might be something here that I'm missing or that I'm open to, that I'm willing to learn in this circumstance. Mm-hmm. And so when it comes to the mother-in-law, like how we deal with the in-law thing is we always try to assume that they have our best interest in mind. Mm-hmm. So even when it seems like, oh, well, why would they do that? Well,
that was like things can be annoying. Like that was annoying.
Yeah, that was annoying. You know? Or, you know, why would you do that? But then we try to reframe it and say, okay, what can I take away? You know, what is the good out of this? You know, because maybe they were trying to help. Maybe they were trying to take a load off of our plate. Mm-hmm. Maybe they were trying to just use one of their strengths to help us. And maybe we're not as strong as it, right? Mm-hmm. Or strong at it. And so that, I just say this, for you and I, that has worked very well. That type of mentality towards our in-laws. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that they're always out for your best interest, but assuming they are just helps the situation.
Yeah. And I would say that's sort of hard to apply to this story only because of...
Yeah, it's true.
what the mother-in-law said.
100%.
You're not going to be a good mother at this rate.
Yes.
And going in the house uninvited.
Now, again, we don't have the backstory, but could have this been in a heated argument where the mom came at the mother-in-law's back and forth, and now they're in an emotional state, and then the mom says something.
Even so, it was not appropriate.
Even so, you can't. Yeah, it should never be done. Exactly. Yeah, it is a little tricky.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think we do try to just assume good intent and not let.
Yeah.
And like, for instance, sometimes I'll have something on my counter that's really useful for me, and I want it there, but it's not the prettiest thing on the counter. So my mother-in-law will move it and put it away. And when she leaves, I just put it back.
Yeah. Don't even say anything.
You don't have to say anything. Yeah. But like, hey, this is my house, and I know the vitamins aren't super pretty right here, but this helps me to remember to take them, so I'm going to leave them here. And you can do that too. But like, it doesn't need to be a big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. My favorite word, your heart posture towards it.
Yes. But I do think the mother-in-law is completely the a-hole here only because of what she...
that's unacceptable.
How she handled
that's
it.
a lot.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, it's very unacceptable there.
All right.
No doubt.
Last one.
Is this the last one?
This is the last one.
Oh, man. Let's do it. All right,
okay. And I hate this one.
Oh, shoot. This is not good. You ready for this one?
You ready to...
I don't know if you're ready for this one.
Oh, I don't like this one. Okay. My husband told me to lose 28 pounds or he'll divorce me 4 months after I had our baby. Ooh. He's the a-hole and there's no what. Okay, let's get more information. Just let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, man.
4 months postpartum, a new mom's husband started monitoring her weight and told her she needed to try harder to get to pre-pregnancy size. He was tracking her food and comparing her to average postpartum weight loss timelines from the internet. Reddit was unanimous. This man is the problem. Her body just built an entire human being and he's counting pounds. There's just no way to look at this where he's not the a-hole.
That was a bad move. Bad move. I mean, you had 4 kids, and every single time your body changed.
Every single time.
And every single time, I mean, it's like, dude, yeah. Yeah. So here's the misconception I think men hold. The misconception is this, is that if I try to come at my wife to change, they're going to change faster. It's like, if I tell her X and I'm not happy with this and I'm not happy with that and it's like, oh, that's going to convince her to like start making strides in a new direction. And in fact, I don't think that's true. It's kind of like the concept of like, you can't disrespect a man into being a respectful man. It's the same with your wife. Like, you're not going to disrespect her thinking that, oh, now because I'm disrespecting her in that way, she's going to like come back and
be more respectable.
Be more respectable. Yeah. That's just not how things work, right? The way that this guy approached it is just completely wrong. Like, the way that you do it and you actually help your wife is you start taking the strides yourself. So it's like, okay, maybe she's eating a little bit, like maybe she got into a pattern of just eating foods that she doesn't normally eat.
Okay, but hold on though.
Yeah.
Because this baby's only 4 months old.
Yeah, it's 4 months old.
So we're not addressing how she eats.
Yeah.
We're not addressing any of that.
Yeah, 4 months is too soon.
No.
Yeah.
What we're addressing is the fact that this guy needs to change his mentality and he needs to look at his wife's body and say, man, this created my child 100%. And I am so appreciative. And every stretch mark is just a result of my baby growing in her belly that came out healthy.
100%.
And, I mean, that is the only thing this guy is thinking about at this point.
For sure.
Any other thought in his mind is the a-hole.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about
4 months is very, I mean, it's like, dude, she just had a baby.
No, we're not going to talk about what she's eating. We're not going to talk about her workout habits. I will not have any of that conversation.
Yeah. It's tough. That's a tough
absurd.
one.
And okay, if it's 5 years down the line and she's still saying she's got baby weight, it's like, okay, maybe you have a really, really gentle conversation at that point.
Yeah, for sure. But what I'm saying is you lead by example. Yes. Like you can't like, because there's so many guys that would be like, oh, my wife's out of shape. And it's like the dude's way out of shape. So it's like, well, yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So I think a lot of that stuff is you don't talk, you just lead by example and you start making the habits yourself and you start like, and things kind of follow the leader type of deal. So,
we did an entire episode though called "What You Focus On Grows."
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And so I think this guy really just needs to change what he's focusing on.
Yeah, it's bad.
And change how he's going to look at what he's focusing on.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the only answer here.
Yeah. Or he'll divorce me. I mean, that's just horrible. That's just not a good man. This is not a good dude.
I'd let him go.
Yeah.
Seriously? I don't like that guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Your hormones are in chaos. You're trying to breastfeed. You're trying to, dude. And a lot of women too, like it's a whole, like you have now, a lot of women get the postpartum depression thing.
There's that.
Y-
Plus,
you know,
you're breastfeeding, which requires a ton of extra calories. And, it's like you've got so much more to focus on
Yeah.
than your weight at this point in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Does this one bother you a little bit? I think because you went through 4 pregnancies and you just know how like tough and difficult it is. You're like, dude, this is nonsense.
Yeah. And that's a whole other story, but like
and life is seasons, man. Life is seasons. There's seasons where things are just out of whack. There's seasons where you can focus more on your body. I mean, it's just seasons.
Yeah.
And you got to just run with them.
And I feel for this poor wife who's feeling like, man, she's already looking in the mirror and feeling like, I don't even recognize this person. Like she just needs to know that her husband still loves her and thinks she's beautiful. Like that's all he needs to know.
You don't got to tell somebody with 2 black eyes that they have. I mean, you don't have to tell somebody, what was it? Yeah, you don't have to tell somebody with 2 black eyes they have a black eye. They've been told twice already. Something like that, right? Does that make sense? I don't know.
That, but
hey,
sure.
Let me
they probably already know.
Anybody know that phrase?
I don't think that's a phrase.
Ishmael, you know that phrase? You don't tell. You don't tell a guy. What is it? You don't tell somebody with a black eye that they have a black eye because you never heard that phrase, huh? Okay. No, I don't know. Okay. Anyways. Okay. All right. Well, that's great.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun one.
If you are listening to us on either YouTube or a podcast platform, you can follow us over on Instagram. That's where we are most active in the DMs. And also we do record our episodes live every Thursday afternoon.
That's right.
If you happen to be around and catch them, you can interact and watch. We never share the live episodes. So then you have to wait until the podcast is released a couple weeks later to catch it if you missed the live. But if you're on live with us, you can hang out. And you can follow us on YouTube. I think we're on TikTok, even though I've never been on TikTok in my life. But I think we have a TikTok.
We have a TikTok, yeah. Right, oh, yeah. Big Ishmael does a TikTok
Ishmael manages our TikTok.
Yep.
So YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
All the major podcasting platforms, Facebook,
podcasts,
all the stuff.
Married at the Muchicas for all of those things.
We now have a blog as well on marriedwiththemuchicas.com.
Yes.
You guys might enjoy that.
So like, subscribe, tell your friends, share the episodes.
Share it all.
All that fun stuff. We have a free 7-day prayer challenge that you can get over on Instagram, or I think it's the first link in the
description, or you can just comment prayer on any carousel post, anything, and we'll get you in the challenge. We'll
send you the free 7-day prayer challenge. Oh, yeah. And last but not least, we have sparkcheckin.com.
Sparkcheckin.com.
That is the app that Rich and I created to help couples stay connected through every season of marriage. And
it's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool. Like you each do like a check-in on your own, and then you can put like notes, and you're rating yourself on 9 areas in your marriage that are proven to help your marriage thrive. And every week you get to see where you're connected, where you're not connected, where you're aligned, where you're not. And so now like you just can never drift apart too far with something like this.
And it's stuff like, how's our communication? How's our sex life?
Finances.
How are we handling our finances?
Goals, dreams.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah. So
really, really, really cool. So, all right.
Cool.
Well, I think we are done here. I love you. Thank you. Thanks for not being an a-hole.
Oh, yeah. Well, right now I'm not.
Oh, stop. All right.
Okay. Bye guys.